Hey guys, today I'm filming my August favorites and product updates for 2018. I actually have a good bit of makeup favorites this month, which is pretty exciting, so I will start with those. And my first favorite would be two eyeshadow looks I created with the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I did post an entire review video with a tutorial. I'll have that linked up in the cards. I did end up returning this palette because overall I didn't think it was worth my money, but I did create an orange look and a yellow look with this palette that I fell in love with, and those two looks alone made it very tempting for me to keep that palette. But the other looks I created I just wasn't in love with. However, if at any point this palette goes 50% off, I will repurchase it because I liked about half the shade, so then it would be worth that discounted price for me. So I'll cross my fingers that happens at some point because some of the shades performed really well and were absolutely stunning. So I'll be on the hunt for the perfect shimmery orange and shimmery yellow that they had in that palette. Like, those were freaking amazing, and I ended up really enjoying those looks overall. So you can see the details of the looks in that video. I did also want to mention that I was one of the few people that wasn't really impressed by the formula. Most of the people I saw review the palette really enjoyed it, so don't just take my opinion on the palette as your reason of why you would or would not purchase it. I would definitely say watch more reviews, and it's something you can buy from Sephora, so you can return it if you end up not loving it. But I really hope it will go on sale at some point because I was really happy with those two looks. Like, I love them a lot, but I just couldn't justify the price for only two looks. My second favorite would be the Alamar palette. A bunch of people got this in their BoxyCharm. I am not subscribed to BoxyCharm, but I am part of a BoxyCharm Facebook group where people do sell the products that they don't want from their BoxyCharm. I think this palette retails for either $25 or $28 full price from the website, but I was able to snag it on the Facebook group for only 11 bucks including shipping, which is incredible. This palette is so stunning. You have 4 metallics and 4 mattes. I am wearing this on my eyes today. I did create an all matte look. I've created 4 looks with this palette, and my next video you guys are going to see is going to be a review and tutorial using this. Most people were selling it on that Facebook group for about $15, which is still a steal. So I'll have the Facebook group linked down below in case you guys would like to join, because you can find really good prices on items that people just weren't interested in. But if you want to buy this palette, I would recommend getting on there as soon as possible because people are going to sell out of what they have. So I'm really happy to have this. I'm really impressed by the formula. The mattes are a bit powdery, but they blend out really well and they're super pigmented. These metallics are insane. I never wet my eyeshadows, but when you put these metallics on your eyes, they look foiled. They have such an intense sheen and shift. It is amazing. I haven't quite experienced that with any other palette. So I'm honestly in love with this palette. Totally worth the $11, and I really hope that they will come out with more palettes in the future because I'll definitely think about picking them up if I like the shades, because I was really impressed with the formula of these. So highly recommend this palette. Also, if you are not familiar with Alamar Cosmetics, it was created by Gabby T MUA, who is Kathleen Light's friend. She does all of the makeup for the Kale Polish photo shoots, and she works for BoxyCharm, and then she created her own brand with this palette and some brushes. My next favorite is a single shadow from the brand Dirty Little Secrets. My friend Jean had gifted this to me a little while back. I had this in my pile of makeup that I haven't used yet, so I pulled it out to try it. It is in the shade Bronze, but it looks more like an olive color on the eye. You guys, this is amazing. It is incredibly pigmented, has an intense sheen. I'll swatch it for you guys on camera. Like, so stunning. It is like an olive bronze. This is so pigmented, so stunning. I really love olive with my blonde hair, my skin tone, my green eyes. I think olive eyeshadows are very flattering on me personally, and this one performs really well. I don't know anything else about this brand. I've only seen it pop up in different subscription boxes, but I would definitely be interested in checking out more of their products. I paired this with some warm matte eyeshadows and warm blush and lip color, and absolutely love the quality and love the color so much. Favorite is an eyeshadow look and a lip lip color I wore in combination, absolutely fell in love with. These are the makeup products I wore on my birthday. I wish I captured them on camera in some way for you guys, but it wasn't anything too crazy. It was really simple, but I just really, really loved it. And these were all new products I had used for the first time. So these are 4 Anastasia eyeshadows. I purchased these, I think, with my last 20% off coupon from Ulta, and I got the shimmer shade that I've been wanting. And these 3 mattes are staple shades they've had in so many of their palettes, but I don't already own them. I know that they're very similar, but I just love Anastasia's matte eyeshadow so much. I wanted to complete the collection of all of the cult classic colors. So what I have in this palette would be Glisten, Caramel, or Caramel, however you say it, Sienna, and Morocco. So amazing. So this was Lid, Transition, Crease, Outer Corner. So stunning. I love the formula of their titanium finish eyeshadows as well as their ultra matte shadows. Very pigmented, blend out nicely. Anastasia makes one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow formulations, so love all of these so much. It created a beautiful, beautiful, simple, warm eye look. And then the lip color I wore with that eye look would be the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade American Woman, which is more of a terracotta type of shade. And I had purchased a little duo pack of these. It was my first time trying the formula. I'm incredibly impressed with these liquid lipsticks. So these are fully opaque. I really like the applicator. It works really well with the formula, which is a little bit more on the liquidy side as compared to a more moussey liquid lip. Also, this does not dry down completely matte, which usually would bother me, but it does not feel sticky or tacky. It just does not completely set. So it does transfer a bit, but it is very long lasting and it is pretty dang comfortable. So I know they have a couple other mini duos, but those shades I'm not really interested in, but I would actually think about buying 1 or 2 of these in the full size if there was a color I really wanted that was a little bit more unique to my collection, because I'm really, really impressed with these formulas, and this is a product I can see myself wearing a ton in the fall. And my last favorite would be a lip combo of a lip liner and a lip gloss, and I've been wearing these a ton this month, especially because I have been creating so many warm eye looks. I just tend to pair that with more of a warm nude lip color. So the lip liner I have here is the Marc Jacobs Poutliner Longwear Lip Pencil in the shade Nudeist. So I did not buy this. I got this from Influencer a while ago, and I've had it in my makeup drawer, but I don't reach for it very much because it's too tall to stand up in my deep Alex drawers, and I have to lay it down, and I've just been neglecting it. But this actually is a really nice formula, super comfortable, very creamy. It doesn't feel drying, and this is a really great nude shade that is more of a light tan, because I love my ColourPop lip liner in Aquarius, which is really good at working with more pinky nudes or more peachy nudes. But if you want something a little bit more on the tan side without being too brown, this one is perfect. Now, if I use this up, I'm not going to go out and repurchase it. I don't think a lip liner could be worth this price when I love the ColourPop one so much, but this is a stunning color and a really nice long wearing formula. So I would just line my lips with this, and then I filled them in completely with the Tarteist Glossy Lip Paint in the shade Obvi. I did just recently use this up. This was in my Halloween project pan. This is a really beautiful, warm, peachy nude. If you guys can see what the color looks like on the applicator, this is something I definitely see myself repurchasing. Just a few weeks ago, this is part of the Sephora Weekly Wows, but when I went to purchase it, it was sold out and it didn't restock. At least if it did restock, it sold out right away, so I wasn't able to get it. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to get this for a really good sale. I don't think it's something that I would even buy with just a 20% off coupon. I would want a little bit more of a deal than that, but I really like this formula. So it actually is really opaque without feeling too goopy and heavy. It reminds me of the opacity of the Anastasia glosses, but it doesn't feel as heavy, and I'm not as worried about it getting all over my face. And this line of glosses only comes in different nude shades, but this is a really flattering peachy nude. Because it was so opaque, it worked really well just using a lip liner. I didn't need a lipstick to go underneath of this. It can be worn on its own. It does have a little bit of a thicker consistency, which makes it last longer, but it doesn't feel heavy, and it's also not sticky. I really like the way this feels and the way it wears. So I would definitely be interested in purchasing this shade again, and the shade Hella, which is a little bit more pinky tone, but I was really impressed with this formula. So those were all of my beauty favorites, and now I'm going to be sharing with you guys the product updates from my full face of first impressions at the beginning of the month. I'll have that video linked up here in case you would like to see all of these products demoed. So I used a sample of the Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For mattifying primer. I actually do have a deluxe size sample of this that I have not tried yet. I wanted to use the the foil sample first, and this definitely does make your makeup look more matte. It does keep me matte for longer, but unfortunately this is also a matte primer where it can ball up on your skin and doesn't mesh well with other primers or other moisturizers. I did have some difficulty with this one, but I have been trying to use it the past week in a different way. So what I've been doing is using my Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer all over my face first, and then I will take a little bit of the Peter Thomas Roth on my fingers, press them together to warm it up, and then literally press it into my skin. I'm not smoothing or swiping, I'm just pressing it into my skin like this. That has been helping so much. It is making the primer work with my other makeup, work with my skin to not ball up, and it does help keep me matte. So I don't see myself going out and buying the full size, but I definitely will finish up this sample, and I see myself using my deluxe size sample now that I know how I have to make it work. Then I had the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. I had samples of 120 and 130. In that video I used 130, and you guys, that is way too olive toned. I'm very yellow, but I'm not olive, and that foundation looks straight up green on me. I felt like it didn't as much on camera, but in person, especially right here where I didn't have a ton of concealer that was helping highlight my skin, it looked green, which was so ugly. And the girl was right, I am 120, and that one doesn't have a pinky tone. It does have a more neutral undertone. It's not as yellow as I would like it to be, but it's something I can get away with wearing on its own. And I actually used up both of these this month. I was able to get about 3 applications from each shade. I really like this foundation. It is a medium buildable to full coverage, and it does have a matte finish. It does last all day long on me, and it does help keep me matte for a good period of time. So this is something I think I will actually purchase in the future. I have quite a few foundations I need to work through, and I've heard such mixed opinions on this foundation, but I think it's a really, really good formula for me and my preferences. The next product from that video was the Physicians Formula Butter Collection palette. I think I forgot to mention I have the shade Medium Deep. Obviously I'm not a medium deep skin tone, but I already had the lighter bronzer in the light medium face kit, and I didn't like the blush in that one, and I wanted to try this blush, and I figured this would be a good contour color, so that's why I chose Medium Deep. This was like $11 or $12 at Walmart. It was only around for a very limited amount of time. I really wish that they would bring this back. I do have the perfume, which I haven't really played with much, but it reminds me slightly of the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. I don't know what their spray smells like, I just know what their lotion smells like, and they're similar. But anyway, back to this palette. I really do like this. I think that the formula of these are just as good as the ones that are in the individual pans. I do like this to contour. I used it in the video to bronze as well, which I probably wouldn't typically do because it is a little dark for me, but it's a great contour. This is a really nice blush. And then these 2 highlighters, I did try this one recently, and it's a little too dark for my skin tone. So it has an intense purple flash, which is beautiful, but when I have my face straight on like this, you can definitely tell that it's too dark on me. So I might use it from time to time, but only for like special looks because it just doesn't work the best with my skin tone, but it's a really cool color. But this shade Full Moon, which is like a white gold color, so pretty, and I'm really impressed with this formula. This one feels a lot more creamy. I have a lot of little brush pin pokes in here, but it looks beautiful on the skin, and it's crazy intense. But I'm really happy with the quality of this palette and super stoked I was able to find it. My next product would be the shadows I use. This is the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. I am really impressed with the mattes in this palette. I think that they were nicely pigmented. They did blend pretty well. I did have to layer them up a bit, which was okay. And then for the shimmers in this palette, that's where I am a little bummed out. The blue is very sheer. This color is sheer. The yellowy gold is really intense and amazing. The color I used is super chunky. So for me, this palette is so-so, but I don't see myself reaching for it a ton. And it probably isn't even something I would recommend for someone that is just new to eyeshadow, because even though it is affordable, I don't think it's fantastic. And there are other drugstore shadows that perform better than this, or other inexpensive shadows that perform better than this one. So while this isn't terrible, it's not great. And as I said, I don't think I'm going to be reaching for this a ton. Next, I had a couple things from Pixi. This is their Eye Bright Liner, which is a nude mechanical liner. I was using this in my waterline to help brighten my eyes. I've used this quite a few times. This is a really nice peachy shade that does help brighten my inner rim, and this does actually last for quite a while on my waterline. So I was really impressed with this, and I do see myself using this quite a bit. Then I had the Pixi Black Lacquer Lash Primer. I actually gave that to my sister. So in the video, when I applied it on one eye versus just mascara on the other eye, I think it helped to make my lashes look thicker at the base, but it made them look shorter. And I would rather have my lashes look a little bit longer. So for me, I didn't think it made that much of a difference, and I actually prefer the way my lashes look without it. But when I gave it to my sister, she has very long and already thick eyelashes. She put it on one eye, just mascara on the other. It made her lashes look longer, thicker, and fuller. So I think if you already have pretty good lashes, it will make them look even more amazing. But if you have just like so-so lashes like me, it might not do enough. And then my last product was the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade La Freak. I already gave you guys my thoughts on this formula. This one is a little bit more of a pinky nude, so I didn't love it with my look because my look was a bit more on the warm side, but in general I do like this color and the formula is amazing. So definitely recommend you guys pick up these little kits. So now I have my random favorites, and I actually have a ton. The first thing is an experience, and that would be I was finally able to meet my friend Jean. You guys know I've talked about her so much on my channel. We text each other almost every day about different makeup releases. We send each other packages all the time, and she and my husband Justin had planned together that Jean was going to drive all the way to Northern Virginia from Rhode Island, 8.5-hour drive just to meet me. It was the greatest surprise of my life. We had such a fun week together, getting to know each other a little better. We did a little bit of shopping, and it was just so great to spend time. I never actually thought I would meet Jean. I always wanted to, but I didn't know how realistic it was. I have a couple different YouTube videos. So Jacquelyn Lovene has been posting quite a few declutter videos on her channel, which just inspired me to go through my collection and declutter even more, going through clothes and jewelry and my makeup again, trying to get rid of things that I just don't use and love. And I really like doing that. It makes me feel happier about my makeup collection, even if I'm just getting rid of a few things at a time. So her videos on decluttering always inspire me. Then Safiya Nygaard, who makes amazing YouTube videos, I'm sure you guys have seen her, had her makeup collection professionally organized. And if you are an organization freak like me, this video was amazing. I really love the way that they organized everything, but some of the organizers they used for the makeup they got from the Container Store, which I realized the Container Store doesn't have the best options because they could have fit so much more in the drawers. And actually the brand that had worked with her, I went on their Instagram and I recommended to them that they check out By Allegory and Sunny Cosmetics, because both of those companies make amazing organization pieces. Sunny makes them especially made for the Alex drawers, and By Allegory just has so many different kinds. So I definitely recommended those to them. I don't know if they saw my comment or they'll use them in the future, but that video was so much fun to watch, and dang, that girl's got a lot of lipstick. So I have this favorites note on my phone. I'll just add things to make sure I don't forget them. And this next favorite would be the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star series. That was at the beginning of the month. So much has happened since then, which is insane. I have been keeping up with all of it. I definitely recommend checking out Rich Lux if you're interested in drama channels and seeing what the crap is going on in the beauty community with like the really big YouTubers. It is very interesting. Like, a lot of stuff has come out. But anyway, I really did like that series. I love Shane Dawson's videos in general, and I think we were able to see a little bit more of Jeffree Star. However, a critique I would have is that I don't think he like really pushed Jeffree about the racism, about all of the controversial things that he's done. Now, I do think that Jeffree did address it some, and some of the points he made, I did understand what he was talking about, but overall I think Shane could have pushed him a little bit more. But it was really cool to see a little bit more about Jeffree's life, and I actually really like Jeffree's personality and Shane's personality in terms of their sense of humor, very sarcastic. And when he was like, Gucci trash, like, to me that's hilarious. I know that some people might take that as being like, oh wow, like most people can't afford something like this, and you know, just throw it around willy-nilly. So I understand why some people could be offended by that or think that he's like showing off. But to me, I think he's just trying to be like, listen, I have nice things, but it's not a big deal to me. So something about that I just thought was hilarious. Now, I wouldn't do that. If he threw a, you know, a Gucci jacket in the air, I would run right after it and snatch it up. So, you know, it's not something that I would do, but I just thought that was really funny. And I think that their sense of humor work really well together. I thought the videos were done really well. So I would love to know your thoughts in the comments on the series, about all the drama happening currently. If you have any questions or you just want to chat about it, let me know. I know a lot of people have been talking about it recently, so I'm not going to like do a video on it or something, but if you want to talk more about it in the comments, let's chat. And my last YouTube video is from Karina Improvido, who is someone that I've been subscribed to for a little while now, and she does some really fun project pans, which are different seasonal project pans using her Ipsy items, which I think is so fun because a ton of us are signed up for subscription boxes and like half the time we just put the stuff in a drawer or save it for travel purposes and don't use it. So the fact that she's specifically trying to use her subscription box items I think is super fun. So she was one of the winners of my giveaway from earlier in the summer, and she had done an unboxing video and try on with several of the products, which I thought was really fun and was so nice of her because she did not have to do that. So I'm going to have that video linked down below. Please go check it out. Check out her channel. Please subscribe to her. I think she is so awesome, and I felt really touched that she made that video. And also I was so excited because I sent out 2 packages and I didn't tell the girls who was getting what package, and the one that she got is the one that she really wanted, so that made me even more excited. So definitely check her out. Then I have a couple TV shows that I have been loving. Very Cavallari, which is over already. I just watched the last episode today, and this is a TV show on E! With Kristen Cavallari. Now listen, I am a ride or die Lauren Conrad girl all day long, so part of me was like, I don't want to watch this show because that's her arch enemy. But like, I watched it and I like it. I do like Kristen. I just like, if I have to pick a side, Lauren all day long, but I do like Kristen. And the show was about her store. She has a jewelry and home goods store, so it was about her life, her store, and about all of her employees. So it's over now, but hopefully you can still watch some of those episodes on E! It was pretty interesting, and they are going to be having a second season. Then another new show to me is called Raising Tourette's. It does come on A&E right after Born This Way, which is one of my other favorite shows. I've watched it, I think maybe since the beginning, and it's amazing. So Born This Way is a TV show about 4 girls and 3 guys, about 7 adults with Down syndrome and just what their life is like. It is an incredibly touching show. Like, I get so happy for them. Like, I know them. Like, I'm so proud of all of their accomplishments, and like, I've cried so many times at that show by being so happy for them, or sad when things don't work out well, and they just have so much love and support around them. And also being able to see their parents and what their parents are going through and whatnot is really cool. I absolutely love that show. Highly recommend it. And then the new show that comes on right after that one is called Raising Tourette's. So this is about 6, I think, boys and girls in middle school and high school that have Tourette's. So this is about their experience as well as their parents' experience. And I think this show is so cool. So I personally only know one person with Tourette's, but what's really interesting about this show is seeing so many perspectives. You see how Tourette's can show itself differently amongst different people, and the person I knew was an adult, so seeing this in children is really interesting. It's really heartbreaking, heartwarming at the same time, because, you know, adults know how to act around each other sometimes kids are better than adults, but just kids sometimes say things not meaning to be insensitive, they don't really understand, or sometimes kids are assholes, and you will see a little bit of both on the show. But it is so interesting to me. I absolutely love it, so highly recommend both of those shows. And also my favorite, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders Making the Team, is also back on TV. This is on CMT. I don't know anything about football. I don't care about football, but I love the DCCs so much. I've watched this show for years. I get so excited when I see the girls on TV because Justin is a diehard Cowboys fan. So whenever I see one of them, like, oh look, it's Lexi, it's like, it's Savannah. I get so excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I see you girls on TV. That's so cool. I could never do it. Like, I know people kind of poo-poo on cheerleaders, but honestly, making that team is so freaking hard, and all the props in the world to those girls. I also found out they make like no money, which is ridiculous considering how much money the Cowboys have and how much the football players get paid. Like, the girls sometimes have to have other jobs to supplement their income, which is freaking insane to me, but I really love that show. Then I have a couple of song favorites. I'll have all the music videos linked down below if they're available. The first is Twisted by Ebon Lurks, who was someone that was on The Four, and I thought he was super talented, and this song is so cool. I haven't listened to any of the other ones, but this one's really fun. And then we have Love Lies by Khalid, I think that's how you say it, and I'm a Mess by BB Rexa, which is an amazing music video. And the music video is like looking like she's in an insane asylum, but it's basically a story of her experience with anxiety and depression, so I thought it was done really well and I really like the song. And then Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD. And those are all my favorites for the month. So this has actually been like the longest favorites video I've had in a while. So I would love to know your favorites from this month, both beauty and random. I would love to know your thoughts on all of these products in the comments down below. And as I said, let me know if you want to talk about the drama right now. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.